move back with your parents. I would love to see you suddenly become a doctor now.
You do it, man.
It'd be awesome.
Do it.
You can. I'll do it too. I'm from a family of doctors who were disappointed.
That's right, your wife is a doctor.
Yeah, I married like the son that my dad never had.
All right, guys. Our next question is from the back on your left. Toby.
Yes. With your writing, you have the ability to recreate and to broaden Batman's fan base. What are some things that you guys have introduced that you really felt good about that may have changed the perspective of those who don't necessarily like Batman or aren't fans of Batman?
That's a good question. For us, I guess, the lesson has always been, I think, my favorite Batman writers have tried to make the character both very immediate in terms of the time period that they were writing in, and also personal. So with something like Zero Year, for us, it was about doing an origin that would involve terrorism and superstorms and random violence and blackouts and all the kinds of fears that we have, pandemics and stuff that we have now. But the creations, so I'm proud of that, making them immediate, but we introduced some characters into the mythology. This girl, Harper Row, in Batman, who's basically sort of a girl who is a terrible dad, and her mom has passed away, and she takes care of her brother, and she's just struggling in Gotham. And her brother, Cullen, who's a character I really love and have plans for also, and this other character, Duke, who is in Zero Year, who's African American, and trying to make characters that, growing up in, because I grew up in New York City, I mean, one of the things that was just part of growing up here is the public space and the diversity of the place, and you just have friends naturally that are from very different backgrounds, and coming to terms with that difference is just something you grow up with. So I'm very proud of the way we've been able to sort of diversify some of the characters that we're bringing in and have plans for currently in Batman right now, Harper and Cullen and Duke.
Yeah, I have a more oblique answer in that it's more about the character of Batman, just to kind of give not nuance, but to explore the facets of him that sometimes are ignored. I always thought he's the world's greatest crime fighter, but he's also the world's greatest detective, and that was an element that kind of played a big role in Hush, and we wanted to spend time with that, how he kind of pulled evidence together, the logical leaps he would make in that kind of whodunit storyline. So I think it's just to reinforce the idea that he's not just a thug or a vigilante that put on a mask, and that's what makes him great, but the fact that he is the best at what he can be, and he's aspired to that, and that he's also a great mind behind the mask. I don't know if there was anything redeeming out of All-Star Batman and Robin that added to the mythology, other than he really played up like all the cool gadgets that he has, and I think that's just something that, again, when you're competing with all these other characters that could time travel or fly, or melt people with their eyes, Batman doesn't have any of that, and he really keeps pace by the toys that he has, and so I think it's incumbent on the artist to really keep reimagining and updating the world of Batman so that his tech does not look corny, even though it's called the Batcopter or the Batmobile, or all these kind of cool names, but you got to draw in a way that looks really kind of kick ass, and that's what makes the mythology compelling and makes the idea that this could exist exciting and very relevant.